Hello, I'm Adebayo Jones. I'm a fashion designer, lifestyle entrepreneur, and a TV show host. I also teach and mentor in the fashion industry, beauty, and lifestyle too.
Oh, cool. Well, without mincing words and wasting time, we'd like to just go straight to the uh, point of the day. Africa has been tipped at the next big thing in
Yes.
fashion. How can we bring this to life?
We can bring it to life by creating the support, the right infrastructure, in understanding that fashion is a global business. It's a big business. People take it seriously, and in a lot of other countries, they actually contribute, a great deal of money to the income, realized by even state countries, and having that kind of right government support, continuous monitoring, creating much more awareness, putting down things on the ground that can support, that can mentor, that can encourage and build capacity would go a long way. We've seen brilliant examples even within Africa. We have like places like Morocco, and they're brilliant at manufacturing. We have Egypt, you know, brilliant with manufacturing. Look at the beautiful quality of cotton that has, you know, been graded easily as one of the most reputable in the world, the Egyptian cotton. Look at Ethiopia and look at places like all those places that are known for good production, and international companies come and produce their wares there. So it shows us that the potential is there for Africa. A lot more of the government um, areas of this different countries just need to understand that there's something great here, and that they need to put in a lot more to help the people that are involved in the businesses realize so much for themselves and for the country as well.
Thank you. Having practiced around the world, do different societies have their own peculiarities in the business of fashion?
Yes, they do. Cultures are different, and so many things define how we see fashion. It has to do with culture. If you went to Dubai, the culture would be different. If you went to Saudi, the culture would be different. If you were in Thailand, it is affected by religion, by weather, by climate and beliefs, and in terms of personal taste and colors and things that you see. So different regions are affected with different things, but everybody, the basis of it is fashion, an interpretation and expression of the clothing that we wear, an extension of who we are culturally, and an extension of the environment that surrounds us. So the peculiarities are there, and many areas are known for many things. Like if you were looking now, if you look to China, people know that if you want to produce mass, a bulk production, you go to China. That's what a lot of people do within certain industries. In Europe, if you were looking at quality, suits and silks and things like that, that you go to Italy, and then Turkey is a key player now in terms of its zone within the Mediterranean and Europe and stuff, and where it is, and a lot of traffic is going there now in terms of production. So different areas have their peculiarities, what they're known for, and their strengths in different productions of different materials. In fashion, Hong Kong is a key player as well. They have all these huge and big trade fairs, with leather goods and in manufacturing bases all over the world. So I think it's just for people to explore more in areas where they are known in their strengths, and to build more on it, and then to create this awareness that people know where to go when they need certain things.
Okay. You're hosting the Golden Button reality TV show.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a bit about it?
It's quite interesting. I've always been passionate about mentoring. So the Golden Button gave me an opportunity to do that, to mentor a group of designers, and with the support of good and able judges who would come in and also give their insight into the works that the designers are showcasing per episode on the show. The key thing about this is that the designers also are being scored 50% by their colleagues, and the judges score 50% by their colleagues. But
Wow.
our aim was to build capacity, to encourage them, to tell them what they're doing right, and to also tell them what they're not doing right. So that at the end of the day, we use this platform to create the champions for tomorrow. those who would carry the flag, and those who have the gift, some amazingly, some of the designers, one of them was a medical student who was in the final year. One of them, was studying business administration. Quite a few of them had never been to fashion school, but then they had a passion for fashion. And then they could also sew. Some of them were self-taught in the art of stitching, and we saw all this, the potentials. And so our aim was to really help them to develop, to grow, to be successful, to be confident, and to realize that there's a lot more inside, and they can express themselves successfully and become, the person that they hope to be within the industry.
Right. Well, you've pretty much answered the next question, but then you might just want to beef it up
Yes.
with this. Are you currently doing anything to help young designers grow in Africa?
Yes. One, we're in the business of mentoring, we're training. We just, even for not just the young people, those who have a passion for fashion, who are working professionally within the industry. We just had a seminar with Access Bank for women in the business of fashion, with conjunction with Africa Fashion Week. Then we have some seminars that we're planning this year by the Adebayo Group as well. And then of course we have a school opening anytime soon, because we have a lot of inquiries from the young people who are passionate about fashion. They want to learn, they want to know where they can go to. We have the knowledge, we have the skill, and then we should share, and we should develop, and we should make these young people, help them to realize, their passion and their dreams, and turn them into great champions for our nation and for the world too.
Okay. If you were to advise the government on getting the industry to really grow, as it were,
Yes.
what would you suggest the government tackle first?
Well, lots needs to be done in terms of infrastructure, in terms of support, in terms of training, in terms of, quite a few. If we can, because a lot of us now, designers are beginning to show on the international fashion scene. And then they're showing their stuff internationally, but then the essence of showing internationally is also to be able to do business. And if you're going to do business, there's certain standards that are expected from you. Otherwise, your things will not be accepted. Wherever you supplied your stuff and it's below standard, they won't accept it. So it's not profitable then for you to do that. Now, surprisingly enough, you still find that quite a lot of the designers are still working without patterns. You can't do international business without having standard patterns that reflect the measurements of those that you want to supply, abroad, hopefully home, and then hopefully abroad as well. So we need quite a bit of support in terms of education, in terms of training, in terms of infrastructure that will be made available to support those who want to be key players in the industry, and then also for the government to work with existing, designers who were vastly experienced, were vastly skilled in delivering this information and then sending it out there, and then grouping and being able to help those who were coming in who are not trained, to help those who were there who have some little training to develop, to get better, to get stronger, expose them to international markets and trade shows. And then from there, I think it gets better.
Okay. So for 2016, what has Adebayo Jones Luxury got coming for us?
Well, we have a lot in the pipeline. We have a menswear range out by summer. We're doing the shows in Toronto and in London and also in Nigeria as well. We have a new TV show, The Golden Button, being shown from this February in Toronto. We're talking in conjunction as well and developing other materials as well for the media. We have, just so much stuff in the pipeline. It's going to be a wonderful year.
Thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Of